Hello, welcome back everyone. I weeded what I call my salad trough, so I'm going to plant some salady stuff in there. Well, we've been through the seeds this morning and found that the mice had devoured lots of them. Well, we've just got our seeds out the boot room to go through them, and the mice have been eating them, or mouse. These are all empty. This is all the stuff in here. So we're just trying to, so far we've got these bits left, but they're half chewed packets.
I think some of these, they've still got seeds in.
Some of them have.
These haven't been touched. Those carrots. Oh well, we'll go through them. We'll have to put them in a plastic container.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know if they were nesting in there because it was like a load of sawdust. But we have managed to save quite a few. So I'm going to plant these in my salad area. Some of them will go in pots, like the mint and thyme and stuff. And I weeded all this and I found I got one lettuce from last year. So I don't know if it's okay, but I'll leave it in there, see what happens. This is the first really nice afternoon we've had, and I've been dying to get out of here, but then you look around and you just realise how much work you've got to do before you can start planting stuff. It's just covered in weeds and everything's overgrown, so a lot of work to do. So I think I'll carry on with the lettuce planting at the back, and I'm just going to tip the seeds in. So I've put enough lettuce in now. I think I'm going to put some radish in. These always grow really quickly. So I'm doing a row of rocket now, and I've done a row of spring onions, and I think that's all I'm going to be able to fit in here really. Well, that's the start of our potager, and now I've got to weed all the rest. So I've just come out early this morning to finish off this bed of carrots. So I've planted all, well, I've put all the seeds in. I thought I'd just do that quickly because I've got to go and get changed. We're off to Poitiers in a minute. So we'll see you later. Bonjour everyone.
Bonjour.
Just a quick update, and I've just had my quarterly health check and it's looking good.
Yeah.
My tumour markers have receded again.
Yeah.
And the doctor's really happy. And as it's a nice day, Valentine's Day, lunchtime, we've brought a picnic with us.
Well, I think that's stretching it a bit.
We're at the park.
We've got an egg sandwich,
yeah,
and a bottle of water.
But tonight we're going to have some pancakes because we didn't have any yesterday, with some strawberries and cream, maple syrup, and maybe
Bottle
a
of fizz.
glass of fizz. Yeah.
Glass of fizz, why not? It's a good day.
So
Would you like an egg sandwich, honey?
yeah, thank you.
Egg sandwich
See
and a
you
bottle
later.
of water. Right, I've left it a couple of days actually for this oil to soak in, and it really has soaked in actually, but it has brought up the colour. I think I'll get away with just putting a wax over the top of it, just to bring up a little bit of lustre. I might put a second coat of oil on. I'll see, but I've just fitted these chains. They're gold. I don't know whether you see it from where you are. I can't remember where we got them actually, but Susie said, "Oh, can we put those up?" So okay. I'm going to have to find another chain for the middle, because that's it for these. These are gold, and all I've got is either galvanised or rusty old metal ones. So I might have to just put something on there temporarily when I hang it, until we can get another gold chain. But yeah, it's I'll just hold it up Yeah, it's looking lovely. I think what I'll do is I'll go inside now and give it a test fit just to see how it looks. And then I've got to decide where these two lanterns are going to hang from and then drill a hole. But yeah, it's looking really good. Just a quick thank you on the Osmo. It was on our wish list, and I know Veronique contributed towards it quite a few months ago now, and it was just sitting there waiting, and then Natasha paid the balance or donated the balance in November. And so this has been the first opportunity to use it. So thank you. It's really kind because it's really good Osmo, but it's very expensive. And I think I probably would have just used an oil that I had lying around because I've got a few that I bought with us from the UK. But the Osmo, it's got a good reputation and it is really good. So thank you. I thought there might have been somebody else who contributed towards it, but I've checked all the records and I can't see. I thought somebody contributed a £5 towards it, so if I've left you out I do apologise, but I've looked on the system and I can't see it, so I may be thinking about something else, but thank you. It's really, really kind of you. We're really grateful. So right now I'll take it in and we'll do a little test fit. Okay, let's do this without dropping it, shall we?
I can't reach to help you, I'm afraid.
Come on. How's it looking so far?
Yeah, it's really good. Yeah, it's as I imagined it would look.
Okay, I have my spirit level, but I'd be surprised if it's level because there is one issue. It's not bad, actually.
Yeah.
It's not bad, but this hook here snapped when it went in.
Okay.
Or not this one, so I've had to replace it with a smaller one. Therefore, yeah, that one's not quite taking up the tension because it's these two hooks are slightly different. So we're going to have to get another one next time we're in Thouars because I only had the 4.
Yeah.
But that's a minor issue. But that's level once I've got this hook correct. And obviously I've got a source chain out here.
Yeah.
But basically that's not looking bad.
We've used some chains that we got at a brocante.
Yeah.
We got them for lighting and stuff, really, in case we needed them. But Rob and Susie did buy these for us, didn't they?
Yeah, they saw them at a reclamation
they are
yard.
Really nice. They're used for holding our animal bowls. Apparently, you feed it through the hole and then turn it like that, and it keeps it level. But we thought some lighter ones might be better.
Yeah, and I've only got 3 of these.
Yeah.
So that would be odd.
Yeah. Well, there's one.
But we'll use those for something else.
Yeah.
Okay, do you want to hand me the lanterns and we'll have a test run with them?
These, I've got to clean them up. They're a little bit rusty, and the glass.
Okay.
And we're taking the top bits off, so it's just the chains.
Oh, okay. Now, there was some discussion we were going to have about where along here they were going to go. I was going to suggest under these 2 outer beams, but I think you preferred them in a bit.
Yeah, about there.
So roughly a third the way in?
Yeah, they'll be a little bit higher once you take the end bits off.
Yeah.
They're not identical,
so probably up
they're
here.
Quite similar.
They're similar enough,
I don't
aren't
mind
they?
that.
So that's basically how it's going to look.
Yeah.
But I think I need to put another coat of oil on it. It's really dried it, really sunk in.
Well, I've got to clean these and rewire them. And
it's got the old wire on, hasn't it? Yeah.
I've got some other wire. And I need to get some brighter light bulbs for over here. Okay. Because the other ones aren't.
So basically then if I come roughly a third of the way in from this beam, I can drill a hole and that's where it'll be.
Yeah.
Okay. But looking good, eh? I'll come down and have a look.
Oh, I think that's nice. I can't wait to put some stuff up there.
Yeah, that middle chain, it will support it, but it's actually also to help hide the wire.
I'm just thinking about what I can put on there now.
I'm sure you are. Okay, well, there's not a lot more I can do now until Susie's rewired the lights, so she'll probably get on that in the next day or so. So I'll mull it over whether I want to just put another coat of oil on or not. I think it'll be all right, just light wax over the top.
So here's your answer, Jane wanted to know what I used to do. When I left school, I wanted to do hairdressing really, and I got a job in the hairdressers when I was 13. I used to get £1 for a Saturday morning. So I left school at 16 because I hated it, and I left home as well. I got offered an apprenticeship for hairdressing and floristry, which either of those I would have liked, but the money was really poor and I couldn't live on it. So I got a job in a textile company, and in those days you could really pick and choose your jobs because you could get a lot of temp work and stuff. So I then got a job in the city, London, doing secretarial work, and I ended up working for a big firm of accountants behind Fleet Street. And I used to work in the tax group, typing for about 8 people. And when I left my job when Charlotte was about 7, because I wanted to spend more time at home with her. So I decided to set up my own curtain business, because my mum used to make everything. She taught me everything I knew about upholstery, and she used to make all our clothes. And actually, when I was 18, working in the textile company, there was a girl there whose sister was getting married, and she'd bought this lady a sewing machine and everything to make her bridesmaid dresses. She had 8 bridesmaids and 4 page boys, but she'd let her down, and she asked me if I knew anyone that could do it, and I said, because she said, yeah, you'll get a free machine as well, whoever does it. And I said, I can do it, because I really wanted a sewing machine. And my mum ended up doing most of it, but I got a free machine.
Sounds good deal to me.
So that was the start of my curtain making, and then I went on to buy an industrial machine. But I worked from home. I converted the garage into a workroom, and I always had about 6 or 7 jobs on the go. It was all recommendation, and I was living in London. And then I think Charlotte was about 15. I moved to Bournemouth because my other sister lived there, and I was getting divorced. And I thought, oh, what am I going to do for work? So I put an ad in the local directory in Bournemouth, and I got work from there because I used to supply and fit blinds as well. And then I met you, and then I must have done that for about 35 years altogether.
But yeah, they're really good. You're really good at it, actually.
Thank you.
Good quality. No, you well, very, very good. And of course, I worked in textiles for a while, so I did actually was able to recognise that they are good. I know nothing about making curtains, but I've seen enough textiles and curtains and whatever to know how good they were. So, yeah. So there you go.
So now
curtain maker
I'll have some more to make one day.
Yeah.
When we get round to it.
Hello, Max. Good boy. Right, okay, Max has joined us as usual. Another popular question and comment we get time and time again is about workaways or volunteers. Why don't we get volunteers? I guess it could become a bit of a long-winded answer this, so we'll keep it really, really brief. But we're concerned about the legality of it, and there's various issues over it actually. Where do you start? First of all,
insurance. I would have thought
insurance, for example,
and also
definition of work, definition of volunteering. There's a bit of a legal minefield, and it's not quite as straightforward as you might think. For example, to come here and volunteer, or to come to France and volunteer, there is an official definition of volunteering over here, which is it concerns only humanitarian or social enterprises. They're not enterprises; they're actual charities or organisations set up for humanitarian things. So, and you have to register with them to volunteer, and your work has to be humanitarian or social. So that's the official definition of volunteering. So somebody coming over and volunteering or working away technically is not classed as a volunteer, they're classed as a worker, and that brings about a whole host of issues. For example, everybody who works in France has to be registered with the authority to work, and so somebody coming over for a couple of weeks and volunteering to help us, it's a very, very grey area, but that could be classed as work and all the bureaucracy that goes with it. And if somebody's working for us, albeit temporarily, we are then have responsibilities as employers. And it gets very, very complicated, but
we're actually expected to pay social contributions.
It's all to do with benefits in kind, because the definition of work is basically an exchange of skill, labour, knowledge in return for something, and that something is usually pay, but it doesn't have to be pay or salary. It can be a benefit in kind, so free board and lodgings while somebody's here working could be classed as a working contract, basically. So it's not quite as simple as that. And the other thing is visas. If somebody's coming from outside of the EU, say Britain, where we used to live, the chances are they'd come over for a couple of weeks on a tourist visa. But a tourist visa is very, very clear. No form of work is to be undertaken whilst they're here. So again, visas, do they have the correct visa, don't they? And if they come from within the EU, then there's that potential they have to be registered here in France to work. And then, of course, as you mentioned, insurance. If somebody falls off a ladder whilst working here, who's going to cover that? Because if they've come here on a tourist visa, their their travel insurance would probably argue that they shouldn't have been up a ladder working, therefore wouldn't cover it. And our household insurance probably wouldn't cover it, because they would argue that that person shouldn't have been here working. So there's all sorts of issues. It's not quite as simple as that. I mean, if a family member came over for a couple of weeks holiday and then whilst they were here picked up a paintbrush and started painting something, I don't think anybody would ever consider that to be working. That's just helping out. But I think it's when you have somebody coming with a specific intention of volunteering, there's a lot to think about and a lot of potential pitfalls. And at the moment, we don't really feel that we want to get too involved in that. So yeah. I think that basically explains it. So that's why we don't want to get involved at the moment. That may change. We may look for a bit more clarification on some of these issues, but we have actually looked into it. So
we'd just like to thank Karen for the coffees.
Yes, thank you, Karen.
Yeah,
and Karen's a patron, and she's been a good supporter, so thank you.
So I hope you enjoyed this video, and as usual, don't forget to like, subscribe if you haven't already.
Hit the notification bell. Yay.
Then you won't miss another episode. Bye.
Oh,
gone.
I've gone. And we shall see you very soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.